Hello everyone and welcome to my Hip Hop Gossip For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. With his recent tweets following his release from prison, Young Thug fans believe he disparaged Gunna. Following his release from prison, Young Thug recently broke his silence with a string of thought-provoking tweets. He wrote, "Real plea deal Jack," in reference to the plea agreement he accepted in the YSL RICO case, which led to a 15-year probationary sentence. On Sunday, Thugger added, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats Peter," as if hinting at a collaboration with a Wham, better known as Lil Baby. Many admirers believe that he made disparaging remarks about Gunna with these two short but extremely important statements. The claims that Gunna snitched by accepting a plea agreement over 2 years ago appear to have been the focus of the Drip Harder duo's attacks throughout the past 2 years or so. He has refuted such charges and persisted in calling for his mentor's release. Some fans don't understand this beef rumor, though, as Young Thug, through his attorney Brian Steele, requested in court to continue working with Gunna during his plea motion, despite the fact that his probation forbids him from interacting with YSL affiliates. For the record, this was approved by the judge. Steele said, "He's a phenomenal artist," referring to the one-of-one MC. "They are bound by a contract. And they play music together quite a bit." According to some fans' ideas, Young Thug's allusion to a real plea deal is a jab at Gunna's own plea agreement. The references to rats and Peter elsewhere may possibly be a reference to him, as fans believed his "Pushin' a Peter" line from the 2023 album Business is Business, which included a jail call that appeared to involve Thug and Drake in the song Parade on Cleveland with Drake. However, other YSL sources made contradictory statements about this. Jeffrey's father, for instance, has frequently defended the Fukumian artist. In any case, fans anticipate hearing new music that tackles all of this, speculating about how Young Thug might return to the stage given his probationary requirements. Perhaps the request to continue working together was a false flag, or perhaps this is all a reach and there aren't any problems with Gunna after all. We must wait for more conclusive proof because there are so many potential interpretations. See how fans responded to these tweets below. After reaching a 15-year probation plea deal in the RICO case, Young Thug is scheduled to be released. The longest-running criminal trial in Georgia has finally ended. Young Thug entered a no-contest plea on Thursday to RICO and gang leader charges in his well-known case, which started little over a year ago after his arrest in May 2022. He was sentenced by Superior Court Judge Paige Whitaker to 5 years of time served on several offenses, 15 years of probation, and 20 years of incarceration, which will be reduced upon successful completion of the probation. If the plea agreement had not been reached, prosecutors had originally suggested a harsher punishment of 45 years, 25 years in jail, and 20 years on probation. Thankfully, Brian Steele, the Digits hitmaker's lawyer, responded with a thorough reply and urged for mercy. "I take responsibility for my crimes," Thug declared as he stood in court. "I want to apologize to my mom and my family. I am not able to name all 11 of my mother's children. I want to apologize for spending so much time on this," he said, "to my managers, my absentee children, and really everyone that has anything to do with this situation. I'm a clever guy. I truly have a good heart, and I am a good guy." Whitaker also urged the Jeffrey artist to use his position to influence young people in the future. "If you decide to keep rapping, you should try to use your influence to teach kids that it's not the way to go and that there are other ways to escape poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs," she said, acknowledging her talent. Prosecutors initially charged Thug with being the head of a criminal street gang that has been connected to multiple violent crimes and murders in Atlanta since 2015. A number of other defendants, including longtime collaborator Gunna, were either excluded from the trial entirely or accepted plea agreements. 2 defendants agreed to plea agreements in the days leading up to Thug's final decision, while Yak Gotti, a signee of YSL Records, decided to proceed with his case to a jury trial. After being released from prison, Young Thug breaks his silence to seemingly tease a collaboration with Lil Baby. After apologizing in court, Young Thug broke his silence and made his first public statement on the subject on Twitter, celebrating his release from prison. He wrote, "Real plea deal, Jack. There are a lot of ways to read this, but we also understand that it's probably not that profound." But what really got followers interested was Thugger's Sunday tweet. "Wham, let's drop one on these rats, Peter," he said. For those who don't know, Wham alludes to regular collaborator Lil Baby, thus hinting at a potential collaboration as their first post-prison release song. Many fans instantly began guessing after receiving this suggestion, particularly regarding Young Thug's and Lil Baby's other frequent collaborator. Nearly 2 years ago, Gunna accepted a plea deal, and Baby appeared to join in on the accusations that he was a snitch because of this. Many individuals therefore believed that this showed Thug's feelings for his YSL teammate. However, if you look at one of his requests regarding his probation, it may not be so easy. Young Thug requested permission from his attorney, Brian Steele, to carry on recording with Gunna in defiance of a probationary restriction that prohibited communication with YSL affiliates. Steele said, "He's a phenomenal artist," in court. "They are bound by a contract. And they play music on a regular basis." Fans have now expressed their confusion even more, particularly in light of these recent tweets, and it's unlikely that we'll know for sure unless one of these 3 MCs expresses an unequivocal opinion. Notably, the one-of-one artist defended the freedom of his mentor in Atlanta and refuted any accusations of snitching. Additionally, you may have seen a widely shared video of a phony, artificial intelligence-generated Thugger, first day out a verse that compliments Gunna, but listeners swiftly refuted it. Whatever any of this means, we won't know for sure until Young Thug clarifies it. In any event, the hip-hop community is thrilled about his release and wishes him well in changing his life and spreading a more optimistic message. Fans will continue to watch for any new songs or the first significant public declarations as the year comes to a close. Soon, we'll find out the true situation with YSL. Some fans don't understand this beef rumor, though, as Young Thug, through his attorney Brian Steele, requested in court to continue working with Gunna during his plea motion, despite the fact that his probation forbids him from interacting with YSL affiliates. For the record, this was approved by the judge. Steele said, "He's a phenomenal artist," referring to the one-of-one MC. "They are bound by a contract. And they play music together quite a bit."